So yeah, continuing on, it is the new ones of the new wave, and it is Chapman. So I just love Chapman. Chapman, everything I want, everything I want. I
Oh,
just
Chapman. Oh.
Chapman. I want to be the person that was doing the videography for that music video.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is so good. It's so good. I'm just a kind man. It's such an amazing song. The music video is on point. Everything is so good. But what what did you initially thought about them, Gray? I remember that the week after we did the podcast for the episode, you said I am so mad that we weren't able to talk about Chapman. So now's your chance.
Like Chapman was the cutoff, or Jungri was the cutoff point. Chapman's like the week after, like But no, yeah, like Chapman's really good. I really like this guy's styles, his vocals. I'm Just a Kind Man is such a good song. And does he have more than 2 songs on YouTube? Because that's all I could find, and that kind
Nope.
of bums me out.
No, they
That
haven't.
really bums me out because he has 2 great songs. Like I didn't like We Walk as much as I'm Just a Kind Man, but it's still a really good song, and I just want to hear more by Chapman. This is infuriating. A good type of infuriating, I guess, would be a good way to put it. Because I want more, and I'm being denied. So yeah, like, oh my lord, Chapman's so good. Like, I can hear the tone now in my head. I mean, we're covering 40 groups, and there are sometimes where I'm really having to dig back into my skull to try to remember like how some of these songs are going that we're talking about. And I don't for I'm Just a Kind Man. It's right there at the forefront. Like, boom, there it is. Like, I know, like, that song is just, it sticks with you like glue, and it's so good. Oh, he actually would have like been higher on my likes if he had more than 2 songs. But 2 songs still, like, oh my lord, this dude's awesome.
So I think Gray just said everything I was gonna say because I freaking love Chapman, and I mean the style, the smooth beats. I'm Just a Kind Man is such like a nice transition for that song, and Yutaka's vocals are super smooth and easy on the ears. And I'm so disappointed they only have 2 songs. I was so upset when I found that out. I listened to I'm Just a Kind Man again, and then I listened to Walk, and I'm like, there has to be more. And there wasn't any more. So I am super disappointed and upset about that because they really took me by surprise and how much I loved them. So I want more, and soon.
Yeah, so to add to what everybody else said, I also am deeply in love with Chapman. I I'm looking forward to their future, or I really hope that people catch on to them really because they're so good at what they do. Like if you think about why is I'm just a kind man, like why is it such a good song? It's like you realize that not only like the songwriting itself is just so narrative, but really the delivery of Yutaka's voice, the way that Juisha's keyboards are mixed in, it just really sucks you into the mood that the song and the atmosphere that's created by it, right? You really feel, and it really helps that the video itself is great, right? Like the story in the video just perfectly complements the theme of the song, and like I just feel like I wish they had like a bigger budget to work with. I feel like I wish they had more resources, right? Because clearly, if you can make such a genuinely just like heart wrenching, like really smooth, like just song that makes you feel so many different things, like just only getting like what 2,000 views, then like clearly Chapman has the potential to do so much more, right? And so I really, really, really hope that they get the attention that they deserve in the near future. Because they are definitely one of, if not my favorite artists on this list.
And continuing on, it is Showmore. And, with Tendre, Showmore was one of the two artists that light the spark of rebellion in my mind of what type of music that I'm going to be mostly listening to for the rest of my life, because along with Tendre and Syrup too, we'll get to him. Showmore was probably the transition piece of the style of music that I really do love now. And 1mm and Circus is so great. It's so great. Minami's vocals is just like an angel that's wants me to go up to heaven and bring me with her, please. But yeah, with that, let's. How'd you like them, Rentford?
Oh, I really like Showmore. So, um, at first, all I had to base my impression on was Circus, right? So I thought, oh, Circus is a great song, right? It's along the same vein, the same sort of musical style as, like you mentioned, Tender and like Syrup and maybe even Ink, right? This sort of neo soul, jazz, R&B sort of fusion. But listening past that, wow, I was really really impressed because Nezu Manami just has so much soul in her voice, right? Like, oh my
Yep.
gosh,
Yep.
like they are
Yep.
so smooth and just hot, right? Like listening to like their songs, like Unibath just got me. Like that song is like so like of I don't know. I just really like Manami's voice, and I think just the music complements it really well. I think they do remind me somewhat, between Jill Decoy Association, if anyone's familiar with them. They're sort of jazzy
Mm.
fusion band, and but I feel like just Nezu Manami's voice just has so much more like oomph and soul and just like character to it. So I really like Showmore.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Like, Shomar was just another one of those groups. I had to struggle with, but I will say I really really like their song now. Probably because I'm a huge fan of Syrup. I will say, like, I do like the lead's vocals. Those, like, she has a really really nice voice, and uh you know, like, I think this is going to be like one of those groups where, like, I'm going to come back to in a few years and absolutely love them. But right now, like, it's just I don't like. I really struggled trying to find something that really spoke to me, and so
What you talking about?
sorry.
They all have it's. They're all just making noise, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah,
You're
with
not
that.
wrong though.
And you, Luna?
I mean, everybody we talk about is making noise.
So I really like Nezu Minami's vocals. I think she has an extremely powerful voice, even though it's a little bit higher pitched, which is what I really liked. And just with the flow of her vocals with Inoue Atsushi's keyboards, I I loved it. It was the jazzy fun sound, which made Nezu Minami's voice really shine. And I felt like they were not just jazz, but they had that little bit of that R&B flavor in there
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
So, and you can really hear Nezu Minami's emotion show in many of their songs, and I think Circus is a great example of that.
Yep. And continuing on here, it is I Namida, or I guess I'm Young 2.0. But yeah, she is a vocalist that literally just started. And she is another one of those artists that, I can't be really harshly upon because she just started. And I'll come back to her the next time. Well, there might not be a next time, but I'll come back to her again eventually. But she'll need to do a little bit more growing, so to speak. She does have some really good songs, and she does pull off that singer, songwriter, guitar player, female vocalist thing to a T. And, hey, if everything falls into place, she'll probably be the next big thing right after Aimyon. What did you think about her, Gray?
Well, you call her Aimyon 2.0. I want to know if she's Aimyon's younger sister. Like, it's just uncanny. Because, I mean, her style and her music, I mean, it just reminds me a lot of Aimyon. Just where Aimyon's music does lean a little bit more toward, like, the poppy side of things. Hers isn't quite nearly as poppy as what Aimyon is. But still, if you like Aimyon, Namida, I think it's a safe bet. Like, like, she's really good. She has a nice voice. She has a really strong musical sense. I mean, her name also starts with I. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Also, her song Oto Nise Banashi, that song is insane. That's a really good song. So, like, yeah. I'm a Young fan. If you're not listening to I Namida, you're doing it wrong.
You should tell your kids to listen to her, Rentford.
Yeah, my kids, all 0 of them. So, yeah.
No, I meant your students.
Oh!
Not your lineage.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, alright.
Sorry, I know you're
that's
trying
actual
to
advice. No. Okay, no. I actually will ask one of them because one of them is a big Aimyon fan. So, sorry.
So I really like Namida Ai. I thought her vocals are really good, but I'm gonna say a little something different than Aimyon 2.0. I actually thought she sounded like a combination between Ayaka and Miwa.
I knew Miwa was going to come into this conversation somehow.
You knew it.
It's only a matter of time.
Because Miwa also has that singer-songwriter, guitarist thing going on. And Miwa also has a really high-ish voice. So I felt like Namida Ai had that combination of Miwa's, like, a little bit of a high voice, but she had the rapsy, like the rap, how do you spell, like that rapsy vocals a little bit like Ayaka does. So for me, that was just like that meshing combination. I didn't even think of Aimyon. I don't know why. But Aimyon kind of does have that same vibe, of some of the artists like that if you mesh them all together. But that's who Namida Ai reminded me of, and I can see her doing very, very well, as you see how well Aimyon's done, and Miwa and Ayaka, and anyone who does the singer-songwriter plus guitar capabilities, just boom. They pretty much get on the map, and I know she's still really new, so I want to hear a lot more from her. I think some of the songs she's released right now are fantastic. And I want to see where she's going to go from here and what her next songs are going to be. But I did love Mudezuki Ureshi and Oto... My kanji's horrible. Otonash... Is it Nashi?
Yeah.
Nise? Oto Nise?
Nise. Oto Nise Banashi. But I really, really loved her, and I want to hear more from her. So I'm going to keep her on my spotlight.
Yeah, so for Ai Namida, she's very new, she's very young. And there's something very innocent and very precious about the songs that she writes, right? Like, she has the same sort of, like, earnest conviction that other acoustic guitar-driven singer-songwriters do, like, say, for instance, Aimyon and even Miwa. I didn't think about Miwa until you brought it up, Luna, but that's a great comparison as well. But yeah, she has... I wouldn't say they have any edge, but, like, she's really has a lot of smooth out, like, innocence tone to her songs. So I think she just needs a little bit more time, not even to, like, change her songwriting, but just to, like, get like recognition, because I think people will enjoy her a lot. So
yeah, it's something that I'll look forward to in the meantime. And then we continue on to Mosaic Art. which is pretty unfortunate. They are a four-member like pop rock band, and they haven't released stuff in quite a while, but they've been teasing on Twitter that they are recording a couple new songs, so maybe we'll get a new release fairly soon. It took about 2 months after they said they were doing studio stuff to formally announce a new album. So, maybe we'll get there, just maybe. But yeah, what did you think about them, Luna?
For mosaic
Yeah.
art, I think they can do a great range of style. To be honest, because they have, they can go from like this gloomy to more of a synthesized beat. And Kaze is one that shows it's just such a beautiful song filled with so much emotion, and that really caught me off guard. I just loved that song, and I had to replay it. And Konoha's voice just shows all that emotion so well, and I just adored it. And like in Owarane Tabichini, it has like a heavier guitar, so you hear like the heavier side of that. Well, you got, and I just think it's so beautiful in a lot of those songs. They each have a unique composition feel to them, which is why I really like them. Everyone sounds completely different than the last to me.
Yeah, building off of what Luna just said. So, yeah, I think the Mosaic Art truly is a diverse canvas of pop music, right? So they have, um, every song on the album is different, right? So they describe themselves as dramatic pop, which I think is fitting because they drastically changed the style of their music from song to song. However, they see fit to match the theme of the song in particular. So you have songs like Akatsuki no Machi, which is done in the style of maybe like a Slavic sort of folk music kind of feeling to it. You have Aizu, which really gives the feeling of like an anime opening theme, like grounded those pop sort of style music. And you have Tsuyoku no Toshin, which really has a sort of samba-like feel to it. Um, so they're really versatile, but there's something about their songs, despite going through so many different styles, that just really makes them sound like mosaic art, right? They're not just emulating these different styles and losing the character that makes them who they are. There's something very unique to the way that they approach it. And vocalist Konoha has what I can describe as very Anisong styled vocals. She has a lot of clarity that cuts through the mix for whatever they're doing. So, um, at first I thought, I guess they're definitely a band that you can't base your opinion on off of one song, considering that they're so diverse. I think the first song I heard was what was the song we have listed in the article? I can't remember, but yeah, I'm glad that I was able to listen to their album because yeah, I guess I understand like better where they're coming from, and I think they're a great group.
Owarane tabi ni
Okay, that is the
Amazon.
one. I see, I
Yeah.
see.
But yeah, they're really great, and I've loved their style that they go all around. They're just not sticking to one style. They're just evolving in every little piece of way, which is really good. And finally, you, Gray.
I gotta say, for me personally, and I think I'm gonna be a little different in this. I did love them. Don't get me wrong, but like it's gonna be good. But for me, they actually remind me a little bit of Fluid, but like kind of like the opposite of Fluid. But if you look at like all of their tracks and songs, like they're fairly short. They're not as short as Fluid, but they're not much longer. I think like
Well,
two and a half.
I think another thing is too that they're all samples.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
another thing is too. All the stuff they always just zoom out right in the middle of the song. So I don't know if it's the full song or not. They're just giving us samples. Yeah, that's another thing
Oh,
is too.
I thought that's how the song ended for me. So I was like, oh, because it fades.
Yeah, it just
and I'm
fades
like,
randomly.
oh, sounds like right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was intentional because it was on all of their songs. So I thought that was just part of their style or whatnot. I don't. You could be right, but Yeah, no, I really really like them. I love their melody and like their sounds, and like they have really good composition. It's the way that they're able to piece them together. You do kind of get a sense of a mosaic art piece. So you know the name makes sense, and it was funny because like the first song I heard, I didn't quite get that, but then the more of their music I heard, the more I got it, and that's when you kind of realize it's like a collective sort of thing that they're doing. And that's when it really hit me, and I was like, oh yeah, their name's actually really fitting. Just it's not visual mosaic, it's auditory mosaic, I guess is the way to put it. So it's different and interesting, and I really really like them. My favorite song was Mato Giwa.
Yeah, those are. That is a really good song. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm very very excited about their songs. But continuing on, it is Aomidoru. And oh god, okay, I also gotta push F out of respect for them, cause they are a four-member, uh, dual vocal, I guess lounge band, lounge style
You know,
band.
you put cabaret in the
That's
original article, and that's yeah,
cabaret lounge.
similar
It's
thing.
potato
Similar thing.
potato,
Yeah.
potato. So, but you know, the first and foremost, the pipes on these vocals. God damn, Sally got good pipes. God damn. I honestly forgot how powerful her vocals are up until I stopped listening to them, and when I picked them back up again, I was like, Jesus. I was so surprised by that, but you know, ever since the release of their mini album, they haven't gotten to anything after that, and the lead vocalist ended up taking a break due to medical conditions, and the drummer withdrawal from the band. So I'm like, hopefully there's still hope for them. But yeah, I mean, what did you think about them, Renford?
Yeah, so they always Ao Midoro always has a lot of energy in their music with their dynamic dual vocal setup. Whether that energy is straight up rock and roll with a song like Kuroi sorry, Kuroi Supan Koru, or if that energy is more of a loungy jazz pop with um Ueru to sorry Ueru to Hanabata. Yeah. So there's a nice contrast between the vocal timbres of the lead vocalist, Sally, or Arakawa Tambourine Sally, and the bassist's vocals, Terumaki Maka. I feel like Sally has a lot of like husk and soul in her voice. Like you said, she has good pipes. And whereas Maka has a lot more of a smoother voice, right? So there's a nice sort of balance and contrast between their two vocal styles. And so um, yeah, it's unfortunate that their future seems a little uncertain, but I hope that they put more music out. I think, yeah, my favorite song was Kuro. Sorry, yeah, it was Kuroi um, Super Encore. Yeah, so
Yeah, no, I really, really like these girls. I love the cabaret sort of lounge style feel that their music has. It's something that you don't really hear too often, and you know, there's something mesmerizing about it, I guess is a good way to put it. And I don't know, it kind of saddens me a little bit that we're not going to get to hear anything more from them. Yeah, you're right. Sally's voice is just insane and amazing, and you know, hopefully, you know, maybe, you know, something can come around or whatnot. Circumstances change all the time. So hopefully, you know, we get to hear more. And, you know, I'm looking forward to it if we do. It's a sad day if we don't, though. It's very unfortunate. My favorite song was Beru to Hanata Tabe. Taba. Hanata Taba.
So I agree. Sally's vocals are freaking insane. She has very deep, powerful vocals, and the bassist is freaking awesome. I loved Maka, and not only can she sing, she's rad on the bass. So I just love how they flow, and I can totally see the cabaret thing going on. I'm really disappointed, and I hope they do continue on as with some of the things going on with them. But I loved their music. I thought their songs were higher energy, a lot of fun, and they really do showcase that they have that Sally's vocal capabilities in many of their songs. So, but my favorite song was actually the same as Gray's was
But yeah, continuing on up is grated Parmesan cheese. And first and foremost, I gotta yell this anime! Sorry. Because that's all I hear with this band. Just pure, unadulterated anime. Sorry for headphone users.
It's okay,
Unfortunately, I gotta push F for them too because
we'll
they
press
formerly.
F, yeah, for the listeners and for the band. So.
Yeah, because they formally announced that they are they're done.
really.
Yeah, they're done back in January.
Boo.
Just sad, but they're doing solo projects, so I wish them very very well from that point of view. So, what did you think about them, Gray?
No, I love them. I love their high energy music, and I just really thought they were great. It just saddens me that they broke up, but that I guess it comes with the territory sometimes. Like, yeah, I mean they had really good arrangements, really good vocals, and high energy. Like it's like that's just what I love in music, and it's just. Oh, it stinks. Prism's a great song, and it'll live on even though they are no longer with us.
So I totally agree with the anime. The lead singer totally reminds me of a combination of Mizuki Nana and Nakagawa Shoko. So that is actually what I thought when I first heard them. It gave me the whole screaming anime vibe. But nonetheless, I did like Prism a lot because I am a sucker for a lot of the anime music or the theme songs. So very disappointed they're done for. But maybe the singer will find another project because she actually had an interesting voice. I liked her sound. I think she could do very well as a voice actress or just do some anime themes. So yeah, Prism was pretty dang good. Too bad that'll be their only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what everybody else said, they have that whole anime song sound on lock. Yeah, whether it's the blaring, distorted power chords in the chorus to the 80s glam rock as guitar solos and shred riffs in the verses. And yeah, Minatsu's vocals just it reminds me of a Seiyu singer I can't remember the name of. I know there is at least one or two like anime singer or Seiyu singers that they don't sound exactly like her, but like her vocals kind of remind me of that. If anyone like can put a name to that, but yeah.
Lisa?
Maybe not Lisa.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
little.
Yeah, kinda.
A little.
A little. But yeah, it's a shame that their run is over because
Man.
they have one song. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I also hope the same as everybody else that we can hear more of their individual projects, right? Especially Minatsu because I think she'd be a great anime singer as well. So.
But yeah, continuing on, it is Cracklax. And I am very, very happy that the YouTube algorithm had taught me one important thing to just put your songs on random. Because I found them by using the YouTube algorithm. And they are an amazing band, honestly. They took me out of surprise, like really out of surprise. And just this 5-member band is... They take such a fresh take on several genres, and they mix their own composition with it, and it's something very, very special, I think. So let's start with you, Luna.
So I like the mixture of the different instruments they kind of use in their song, such as koi. They have the flute in there along with the keyboard. So I really like the usage of the flute because you don't see that too often in songs in general. They had a really good upbeat sound, kind of like the jazz fusion feel. But I really like Tomomi Oda's cute vocals because I mean, they were cute, but they're also a little higher to make them not like super, super cute, which I liked. But her and music composition they both flow really well together. But I still think No Goodbye actually shows her vocal range as well as the emotions in the song. But I feel like Tomomi really brings something to the group because her voice just flows so well with the melodies and it gives it a little something special.
Yeah, so I love Cracklax. I actually heard them on the radio a couple months back in Japan, and to me that really signaled the coming for their success, right? So I'm glad that they're getting more recognition. Um, so I believe this band was formed at a music school, right? So all of them have a lot of background in studying various forms of music, and it really shows because um, I guess of all the sort of fusion bands that we talked about on the list, they they can get very complicated, right? Like they have a lot of different sounds, whether it's like adding in flutes, like Luna mentioned on Motto, to like just laying on really heavy like synthesizers. They have a lot of flexibility, and there's always a lot going on, but they are you can definitely tell that they are like master musicians, right? Because like nothing is ever too much. Everything is always well balanced and well complements each other. And yeah, Tomomi Oda's vocals um, are great because she has a lot of flexibility in the way that she's able to sing, right? Because she can sort of do like that rap singing similar to like Kawatani Enon, but is able to use it as a focal asset rather than to become a distraction. Like I just think the mastery of their arrangement and the diversity of the styles that they mix really just makes them a joy to listen to, and I'm really looking forward to see what they have next. So.
Yeah, I really, really like the singing style for. Is it the Clocklocks? Cracklocks?
Clacklax.
Cracklacks?
Clacklax.
I struggle with the name of this group, but their music is done really really nice. I do like them. The lead singer's singing style, it has like a nice like bounce and flow to it, and it goes really well with the musical accompaniment to their music, and they have some really really good songs.
Definitely. Definitely. And as we continue on to Naki Goto, these two pair vocalists here are still pretty new to the industry, but just the sound that they make is just magical. Like Eru before them, I won't judge them too harshly, but I will look forward to what they have to do for the industry, and their release of their first single this past April is a good step into the right direction. So let's start with you, Rentford.
Yeah, so Nakigoto, I guess delicate is how I would best describe Emily Minakami's vocal style. And her, along with the lead guitarist Ami Okada's accompanying guitarist, really work together to create a light, hazy sense of atmosphere. Almost like a light early morning fog at the crack of dawn, right? And so, yeah, they don't have a lot of stuff yet, but I really enjoyed, which one was it? Metropolitan. And yeah, looking forward to see what they have next.
Yeah, I really like their song Siki. Also, because I couldn't really find a whole lot of their music on YouTube, so like I was able to listen to Siki, and I was able to listen to Oyasumi Tokyo, which also was also really really nice. And you know, hopefully we'll hear more from them in the future because I did like them and I'd like to hear more of their music.
So I really like Nakigoto as well, and I'm looking forward to more what they have in store. I think Emily's voice is really cute and fun, and she really captures you, especially with the composition and music. I will say Emily reminds me a little bit of a Yui Miwa combination vocal wise.
Okay. I can see that, yeah.
So I don't know. She has this like soft singing a little bit, kind of like a Yui sound. But when she goes a little bit up higher, she's not as high as Miwa, but she still has that little bit higher pitch vocal range. So I'm looking forward to seeing more what they'll do. And I loved Metropolitan and Oyasumi Tokyo. I'm looking really, really forward to this band.
And as we move on to Lapton, and they are a four-member high energy pop rock band, just like how I love my female-led vocalist rocks. They bring up that energy just tenfold, and I just love it. And with the release of their latest EP, they don't seem like they're stopping anytime soon. And yeah, I'm really really excited for them, and hopefully the future is very very bright. Let's start with you, Graham.
Yeah, no, I really like this group. They actually reminded me of speed metal. I lived in a house with a metal fan, so I got to listen to a little bit of speed metal. And honestly, like if you listen to like the guitarist and the bassist and just like the way like they play the song and just like at the speed that they go, the thing like it's really close. It's not quite there, but it's really close. So I really, really liked it. It does have a bit more of a pop rock feel instead of metal. So I guess that's why I like it more because I like pop rock. I'm not a huge metal guy, but definitely like that really, really good style. I think the only thing issue I actually had with the group itself is I felt like like in all the songs they had on YouTube, like the vocalist mic needed to be turned up just a little bit because she was just also barely bleeding through the music, and so it was a little hard to hear her, and like it's just like tweak the her mic just a little bit, and I think it'd be perfect. But other than that, like this is a great group. I really really like them, and you know I actually would want to check them out a little bit more, and you know I'm looking forward to see what they do next because I liked it. Also, the bassist was just insane. Like that dude's bass line is just
So for uh, I cannot say their name properly. Lepinet. That's what I want to say. But I love the high energy because I like that high energy alternative. It gets you up and moving. I like how the songs are actually really well paced together, and I also love how their music videos. They're really really wacky, which always keeps my attention span and really makes them show. And I think Shihono's vocals really resonate with you when because she's the one who brings a lot of that energy to the group, and I feel like it makes a big impact on you. I really two of my favorite songs I had trouble deciding were Ocharaka and Dorama Doramachiku. I meant it was a hard choice because I kept going back and forth between both of them and I could not decide.
Yeah, so I believe they're called Lepantet. But yeah, anyway,
Lapantent.
so Lepantet. So I didn't realize the first time I heard them, but listening to them again, I'm reminded slightly of an early polka dot stingray, right? Except with added keyboards, less guitar noodling, and vocals that are maybe a little deeper and grittier, right? I feel this especially with their most recent songs. I think their two most recent songs are like 1003秒のモーシン and Dorama Chiku. Like those two songs really kind of remind me of a Polka Dot Stingray sort of thing, right? But they're a lot of fun to listen to. I'd argue that they're more minimal guitar lines compared to Polka Dot Stingray. Possibly makes long listening sessions to them like a lot less tiring, right? Despite having the same amount of high energy. Like they bring a lot of energy, but it's not tiring. So I guess that aspect reminds me a little bit of how Necry is able to manage the same feat too, right? Because like some of these other bands, like I love Polka Dot Stingray and they're really good, but I can get kind of exhausted listening to like a lot of their songs. But yeah, La Plantet just they strike a good balance, and I think they're gonna have a great future. In fact, I think they're doing well, right? I think they have a good amount of views on their videos on YouTube. So
Yeah. As we continue on to Bright Lucy Television, their uplifting jazz-like style is just so refreshing, and I love the vocalist so much. And unfortunately, it got pushed out for them too. Cause
I mean, they're still around, but
they're still around, yeah, and they keep asking on Twitter for a backup keyboardist and guitarist, so I think I'm gonna learn the keyboardist. Learn how to read notes.
You have my blessing. I can teach you how to read treble. I cannot teach you how to read bass. I have no idea. I can read treble all day. I can help you with the treble. And you have my blessing.
I can read piano, but it's been a while. The notes.
yeah, you can just press the buttons. I don't know. I don't. Anyway. Yeah.
What do you need to read music for?
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. If it sounds good, you're doing it right.
Yes.
Yeah, never take a drummer's advice
could learn how to
on
play
actual
by ear.
music. So.
Then you'll never need to know.
Oh boy, but yeah, their song "Naked" is just amazing. I love it very, very much so. I won't say more about that. So yeah.
Oh, I agree, and I really like Fumiko as the vocalist. I think she really stands out. Her voice, because she has something unique about it, and I love that video. I think it's such a great debut song and video, and I really want more from them, but I know, they've been struggling because they just lost 2 band members, if I'm correct. Right?
Yep.
So I'm hoping they bounce back later this year and they get a keyboardist.
That'll be me.
Yeah. Once they get Ken, right? Yeah.
So what about you, Rentford?
Oh, so Bright Lucy Television. I absolutely love this band. Like, I was not expecting to enjoy Naked as much as I did, but there's just so much charm in it, right? Like, it's just such a good tune. It gets stuck in your head. There's just something so really enjoyable about the way that Fumiko sings, right? She sings with so much like spunk and vigor, and like just the song itself just really it just sucks you in, right? So I was able to find another song that they made. I think it was Hurly Burly, right? That's the song that they were able to release earlier this year, which is another great song. So I really hope that they're able to find a replacement. Well, I mean, I really hope that Ken is able to start soon, and they're able to get another member to fill in on what was it, guitar? No, bass.
Yeah. No, they need a
guitar, right? And because there's a lot of potential here. Just like Chapman, right? It's just that they haven't reached the right eyes yet. So I hope they can get their stuff together, because I just listened to Naked over and over and over, and I hope other people can enjoy it too.
I mean, I wish I had much more to add to this, but everybody's pretty much covered it. I loved Naked, and I wasn't able to hear any of their other stuff, but man, it just saddens me that they've already fallen apart. The at least they still have like 2 members, and they're still wanting to keep going. So hopefully they can put it back together and keep going, because I really like this group, and I agree with Luna. The lead singer stands in an amazing way.
Well.
Yeah, and Ken's gonna come to the rescue, so it'll be fine, right?
Yeah. Yes. Darn Skippy.
I just want to meet her once. That's all I ask.
Yep.
Gotta get in line
Yeah.
though.
I imagine the line's long.
And continuing on, it's No Lala. They're a 3-member, all-female rock band, and their twin vocals are very amazing. It's like I'm looking at Tomomi and Haruna, just younger.
You
Reminds
know,
me of that.
I almost put something about that in my write-up, and I chose not to, but I was this close. This close.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to whatever they're gonna do. It's interesting to see what they're gonna do now, and with a couple songs under their belt, the future is bright for them. So I can't wait. So, what do you thought about them, Rentford?
Yeah, so No Lala's great. Just no frills, female vocalist, emotional Japanese alternative rock, right? Basically, kind of similar to what Scandal did when they first started, right? Or maybe not when they first started, but like towards the middle. Um, the alternating like two singer dynamic between Chiharu and Miyasumi, yeah, it does add a bit of spice on this otherwise great classic recipe. I enjoyed, which one was it? Goodbye, Lie, hmm? Goodbye Liar. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love these girls. They remind me exactly of Scandal. That was just the thing, because, and the reason I didn't mention them is because I started going off on a tangent. But like I love that they do that whole trade off sort of thing, because I really like that. Like my favorite Scandal songs is when you have Tomomi and Haruna and they're doing that trade off, and they're it's like a game of tennis where they're serving the ball back and forth to each other. And I love the way that sounds, and I like to hear that in the music. And so I really, really liked No La La, and, definitely looking forward to hearing more of them. I loved Goodbye Liar. I really felt that was a really good standout song. And, they're really solid.
So I really like No Lala as well. I like the trade off between both vocalists. And it's just an amazing transition because just going back and forth, it just flows and goes so smoothly. And I'm going to add a little something different because they do remind me of Scandal, but they really remind me of Stereo Pony.
Ah.
I don't know what it is about their sound,
Yeah.
but that was the first thing I kind of thought.
I can see it.
So, but they really got my interest, and Goodbye Liar was just such an amazing song, and I had to listen to it more than once. It was so good. I'm looking forward to what they're going to bring to the table in the future.
Let's move on up to Sankara. And I love these two vocals because it's a nice introduction to our next artist after this, where the smooth mixture of Japanese and English, in my mind, it's like peanut butter and pickles. Or it might sound a little edgy on the bit, but for some people, just absolutely just love it. Love that saltiness. Hey man,
Peanut butter and banana?
no pickles.
He said peanut butter and pickles.
Ew. I love pickles, and I love peanut butter, but not together.
Hey man,
See, I hate
you
pickles,
don't kink
period.
shame.
I love pickles. I love pickles.
I hate anything soaked in vinegar.
You would
It's
not
just-
do.
Oh, you'd hate
you
the
would
chips
not
I
do
bought.
well
Not
in
my
the
thing.
Philippines. You would not do well.
So
in the
I have been told. That's okay. I'll
that's so
survive
small.
somehow.
But yeah, they really bring out that 90s to mid-aughts era of rap, and it's a welcome one for sure. And especially in this day of age where, it's more of a R&B heavy-centric thing now. But Sankara has something very, very interesting, and I can't wait to see what they have more. They just released a brand new mini-album, so I'm excited nonetheless. What'd you think about them, Gray?
Well, I told you what I thought about them earlier, but I will repeat what I said. Word up, these dudes are dope. Yeah, like, no, they're great. I love these guys. They're amazing. You know, one thing I'm always talking about when I'm talking about with like rap or hip hop or anything like that is the idea of cadence and flow, and how, especially in rap, you have to have that. If you do not have that, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not making anything remotely close to entertaining for me. And these guys have a really good cadence and a really good flow. Like, they're just able to, you know, like, you just want this like nice little wave to just go, as you know, through your ears as you listen to the song. And like these guys have it, like, just straight up 100%. I loved Wash. It's so good. Like, these guys are a blast to listen to. And thank you, Ken. Thank you.
So they actually reminded me of the 90s hip hop era, and I freaking loved it. So their mixture of English and Japanese just flows so perfectly that the switchover, when they do it, you don't even know it happens. It just happens like that. Perfect. Their music has that chill rap flow like it used to be, which is what I miss and I love. I think their song Off is one of my favorites, actually. I know we didn't showcase that one in a show or on the website, but it is so good. And I need to get this mini album because I really, really love them. I think they bring something very unique to the table. Something we don't see anymore in hip hop.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to add. I really enjoyed your Wash, but I think my favorite song that I heard was Rebirth. Toss just has a really like just like what Gray mentioned earlier. You know, cadence and flow is important. Toss has a really creative sense of flow in his rapping, and he's got a very expressive voice, like when he raps too, right? And that coupled with he has some great He has a lot of great lines. He has great wit in both Japanese and in English. So it's I really like the whole throwback feel. I really like the whole just, you know, real authentic hip hop that's going on here, right? And so yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
And continuing on, it is Syrup. And if Sankar's influence on the past, Syrup is the here and now. With everything that he has done, his every track is smooth as syrup, as like I said in my corners there. And ever since the project of these things have come to mind, it changed my stance on specifically this genre, and syrup is probably one of them, the main reasons why. You know, I really do love syrup, and originally it came as like a surprise because I usually wouldn't be listening to this all too often, but one song became 2 and 3 and pretty much his entire discography after that.
And next thing you know, you're waking up to his music every morning and jamming out to
Well,
it.
that's you, man. That's just you, man. But yeah, let's start with you, Luna. How'd you feel about Syrup?
I still love them. Since we did the corner on them, I love him. His music videos are as trippy as hell. But his style is a lot of fun with the combination of R&B, hip hop, jazz. I feel like he has such a good mixture, and he has such a soothing voice that that flows perfectly with his style. So there's several songs I loved, but I think Swim
Oh man,
was one of my favorites. It is just
speaking of trippy things, you know, every single time I watch Do Well, the pan shot of that damn plastic bird just gets me every single time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just like the random zoom in and zoom out and side swiping, focusing to the damn plastic bird just got me every freaking time. But yeah, no, Swim is an amazing song. I love that in Rain. But
And I also like Do Well, but I will say I love it when he does rap because when he goes from rap to singing, he has that he does it with such ease. It's just I don't know how to describe it. It's usually, when you go from rap to singing, there it's a little jerky, but with him, he has this ease about it, and I think it's because of his voice. It just flows without an issue.
Yeah, so building off of what Luna said, just his voice is so smooth and he's got so much soul in it, and like in fact, I feel like his tracks in general are just like it's so soulful for lack of a better word. Um, I think my favorite track is Pool. I feel like there's a lot of actual like sass in that song, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, Syrup is just very he knows how to craft the songs in a way that really complement his voice, right? So I enjoyed that a lot.
I don't even know where to start. I love Syrup. This and honestly, it's really weird for me because by all means, I should actually hate him, but because I don't do Smooth. Like Smooth's like the thing I struggle with, but I don't know. The guy cracks the code for me, I guess, or something like that. He's just so good. So good. Oh man, I love him. His style, just his musical sense. I love the man's voice. Just the way that he carries the melody as he sings is so great. And like my personal favorite song is Synapse. Like I just love the way like that song opens, and it's just got a really good hook, and I that to me is like his best song. I mean, he's got a lot of great ones. Like the ones you guys talked about are also really really good. But man, like I mean, and you want to talk about a good way to start a day, like because I work with a coworker. He loves smooth music, and so like what I would do every morning, like in the last 2 weeks of work, is every day at the start of the day we would just listen to Syrup on repeat. That two thumbs up, like that was just the best way to start a day, and it just set the whole tone for the day. And I gotta recommend it. Like I'm definitely gonna keep doing that because I love my syrup. Sweet as honey, and I love it to death.
Continuing on, it is Dream Ami. So Luna, why don't you take over?
All right. So Dream Imi was a member of Dream and E-Girls, and she was not an original member of Dream. She came a little bit later, but she has a very cutesy, look and appeal and voice to her, but she also has a very powerful voice, and she showed that being in Dream that she had such a great vocal capability. So when Dream disbanded in, I want to say it was around 2015. I'm trying to remember exactly when they did disband. And she pretty much started to go solo by that point. They just disbanded in 2017. But she went solo in 2015 with Dorasuo Nuida Cinderella. And I was extremely excited when she did because she was one of my favorite members, but I loved all of them. So, and hearing her solo work, she has such a great vocal capability along with a cute voice, which makes her very appealing. And she still keeps that look of Dream alive because she has very colorful videos, and I think her songs really showcase that as well. It's hard for me to pick favorite songs by her, but Change My Life was one of my favorites. I also loved Try Everything, which was used in Zootopia, the Japanese version of Zootopia. So it was her version. And I love Dresso, Nuida Cinderella, and XOXO. But and Loveful, I liked her cover of Loveful because I actually thought it was really, really fun. But she's one of those singers that she got really a lot more popular because when she started out, she wasn't doing like a ton of singles a year, and which is what I like. She kind of spaces it out, and you're always surprised for her. You're excited for her releases. But I'm curious, Rentford, what you think of her, because I don't think you were on when we initially talked about her.
Yeah, so I can't believe I never paid more attention to Dream Mommy because I know she's been around. I don't think I ever really listened to any of her songs until the preparation for this podcast. But I was missing out. I absolutely love Dream Army. No. She has such a sweet voice. Sweet. And it's so easy to listen to. I jeez, I guess like I was complaining about like the J-pop industry kind of getting I mean there's nothing wrong with Western influence, but I feel like the trend is like a lot of J-pop artists are just making songs that sound like they could be from the States or something, right? So I kind of really missed like that traditional sort of J-pop feel from like the 2000s. And I didn't really realize Dream Army was like kind of doing that the whole time, right? So I really enjoy listening to I think my favorite songs are Hayaku Aitai and her rendition of Love Fool. I actually enjoy more than the original. In fact, I didn't when I listened to it, I wasn't paying attention to like the title of the song. I just kind of like started playing it, and I was like, "Oh, this kind of sounds like Love Fool." And then she started singing like love me," right? I'm like, "Oh, wow, it is." But I think her voice really suits that song. And jeez, yeah. I She's on my radar for life now as long as she's around. So that's about all I have to say about that.
Good. I'm glad. I always get excited when people get to, find new artists that, they haven't heard before. So, and, Gray, what do you think of Dream Amy? I know you were talking about her videos are very colorful.
Well, that's one way to put it. To me, it's just they're hard to watch. I mean, yeah, colorful's a word, and I don't know. It's difficult to describe. Like, because one of the things that you know I like about her is like she kind of blends like a cute like because like the cutesy I call it cutesy pop. I don't know another word for it, but I call it like cutesy pop. That's a pretty popular thing in Japan, and like one of the problems with cutesy pop is it's just too much. It's way too cute, and musically, like she has like a hint of that in it, but it still like manages to be like pop. So you kind of get a little bit of that cutesiness, but not this overbearing monster. And then you like look at the music video and it's like full cute to the T, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Can we tone this down a little bit, please? Like, dear Lord, it's just much. It's just much. I like her music, but every time like I would pull up one of her music videos, I would literally walk away from my laptop so I didn't have to watch it. It's just a little much for me. But I do like her music, and her songs really good, and I really do like her. And I was listening to Loveful earlier, and I actually felt bad because I was like halfway through the song when I recognized that it was Loveful, and I was like, oh, it's this song. And so like I was like, man, I couldn't believe it took me a while to figure that out. But no, she does a really good cover of it. Yeah, I mean it's pretty strong. I don't know if I prefer it over the original, but it's pretty much just as good.
You know what's funny? You're
Definitely,
complaining about something
definitely
having way too much color
nice,
coming from the
nice,
guy
nice.
who just loves Overdrive from Fantastics from Exile Tribe, where there's just bright flashing lights. It says
Hey,
warning
bright
causes
flashing light is not too
seizures on
much color.
it. On the music
It's
video.
not color. It's not color. Not on the Apple Music. Not on the Apple Music version.
It's
of that
not like
music
you're
video.
bringing
I
in the
swear, 'cause I've
iPad
never
with
seen
you.
that warning. And that, although to be fair, I have used that music video to light my night. But it's not the color. It's the level of cutesiness or that I find. It's like Cinnabon.
You shut
Well,
your
if
hole
you have
up.
too much, if you have too much sugar,
Cinnabon is
you can have a
amazing.
seizure too, right?
Caesar just being fantastic.
Well, why don't you tell us how you feel about her, kid?
I love her. I honestly love her. I loved her in Dream. I've loved her in E-Girls. She was probably one of my favorite members in Dream. And we're taking away Happiness from the equation because I love Happiness. Happiness is probably my favorite of the E-Girls. So, Because keep Karen, please. But Karen, please, oh baby. But yeah, I'm so excited that she continued on, and she lives off that classic cutesy J-pop to a T, and that's one thing I love. I didn't know she did the song for what, Zootopia. Yeah, I said this during the initial release when we were talking about Music Corner, and I was like, I swear to God, this song sounds so familiar. Where have I heard this? And then it just clicked. It's the Japanese version of this stupid song in Zootopia. And I was like, oh, that explains so much with the music video and the guys dressing up like animals. It explains so much. But yeah, I loved Dream Mommy, so that's one thing that I will take to a T. One of my favorite members.
I think that's what she showcases herself with the cutesy pop, and it works so well, and I love that she stuck with it and is doing very well with it. Bring something different to the table.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you for that. So with that, it is Mad Kids up next. So great, why don't you take over?
Yeah, be happy to. So Mad Kid is, for those who didn't catch the original show where we talked about them, they are a 5-member hip-hop group. They were formed in 2014, and they are a hip-hop group. I know you guys say they're inspired by K-pop. I mean, they were originally...
Because they are.
I'm not gonna debate
They
it.
are.
I mean, I don't know. But their original name was J Boys, so take that for what it is. But since we did talk about them, their new album Circus has dropped, and that is a really, really good album. I loved that album. I've listened to it several times. I found a new favorite song. It's difficult. I'm torn in between the two, but for me personally, we talk about cadence and rhythm, and they do they do pop and they do rap. So you have that blend of the two, and the rappers in the group, because there's 2 of them, they're both bilingual. They can just turn on a dime, and just the way that the song flows, when the rap starts, it fits with the music. It always does. It's never quite out of place, and it's just really well done. They're really skilled at their craft, and I love them to death. They're really great. I just learned about them 2 months ago, and yeah, and they're. I love them, and yeah, my favorite song, it's really a toss-up, because Puzzle is my favorite song. It is most days, 95% of the time. But every once in a blue moon, Sayonara just really just edges that out a little bit, because that song is gorgeous, and it was one of those songs where I heard it, because I've listened to their entire music catalog, and they hadn't had a song like that. And then so I wasn't expecting it when it was on the album. I didn't know they had a song like that in them, honestly. That's why it surprised me. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? But my lord, the vocals on that song are gorgeous. The rap is just, oh man, it's stunning. I love Sayonara. It's almost a shame you have to pick up the album in order to hear the song, because honestly, I think they should drop that as a single, because I really think if you're on the fence of this group, check out Sayonara. It'll probably change your mind. It's just such a powerful song. Ken, tell us, what did you think of these guys?
You really want that?
Yes, because I knew you'd be the more difficult one, so let's get you out of the way.
Get me out. All the recent stuff is trash. I'm gonna be blunt.
Ooh.
If you listen to their slower tracks, why are you trying to imitate something that is really popular? Don't do that. Be something different. Be something out there. Don't be like how the K-pop is right now. it's so weird. And I brought this up with our last music corner. It's so weird that they did this, and it's too balls to the wall style. I rather them do a slower track. Their track "Summertime" and "Stuck on You" is amazing. I don't know why they decided to go balls to the wall with this certain style and not focus on their much more slower track, because their slower tracks are amazing. It's really really good. I don't know why. It just blows my mind. And they're great. They're great. Those two tracks, their slower tracks, is amazing. It's when they try to go balls to the wall and be really Korean, that's when it sounds just so generic in my mind. As I shut up everyone.
No, you're fine. You're
I
fine.
suppose I should go next to get that out of the way. um, well, to build off of what Ken said, so I agree with "Stuck on You." "Stuck on You" is a great song. Um, yeah, I guess to a lesser degree, I kind of agree. I don't really, I the newer songs don't really vibe with me all that much. But perhaps I still have to listen to them more. But I think that going by this comparison to K-pop, though, I'm glad that they can dance well, they can sing well, they can rap well, so they have everything that they need to to do well, right? Um, but it might not be my cup of tea. But I respect them a lot, and I actually genuinely really do like "Stuck on You" and their slower songs as well. So
Yeah, for me, cause I do agree with you guys. I tend to do prefer their slower stuff. "Stuck on You," it's in the top five most definitely. Like maybe like two or three for me. Like I know, like "Rise" is the very first song I ever heard by them. I did like that song. Like the song's really good. And "Faith" isn't too bad. I know that's their latest single. And I guess where it's on the front of the anime I watch every week, I got to where I love that song too. But yeah, no, you know, I know they're not for everybody. I knew that when I picked them, but I liked them a lot. So and I wanted to talk about them, so I picked them. Luna, what did you think about them?
So they when I watched them again, I'm like, oh, K-pop. Oh, not K-pop. And I guess it's just the look of the colored hair, their singing style, their dancing. But I did like the song Rise a lot. That was probably my favorite song by them. I just felt like, in a way, they have really good voices and their rap is amazing. But at the same time, I feel like I do listen, so I listen to a lot of K-pop. I don't advertise that on the show because it's about J-pop, but I do listen to a lot of K-pop. And there's so many K-pop boy bands that come out that I can't remember who's who unless their name is plastered all over everywhere. Some I like, some I don't like. Um, in a way, they kind of remind me of a lot of just the K-pop ones that get pushed out and they keep pushing them out. Not saying they're bad. I think they're very talented and they definitely have the vocals and dancing and, stuff to show it. I wish if they would maybe branch out a little bit more because, like in a lot of their ballads, they do showcase more of their vocals. But I'd like to see what more they can do and do something more like Exiled Tribe. They still have that vibe of, yeah, they got the great dancing and all that stuff, but at the same time, they don't remind me of K-pop or like American music. They did their own thing. So I want to see what Mad Kid can do if they can branch off a little bit from the K-pop and get rid of all the colored hair
I don't
and that
see that
style.
happening, but
I think that's the other thing that really throws me because it's that's like the in thing over there and that's what you see a lot of the groups doing. But I want to see what else they're going to do in the future too and see if they're going to keep their K-pop vibe going because K-pop is huge in Japan right now. Mm-hmm. So in a way, it's a great marketing ploy to get a lot more people to grasp on, especially fangirls. So,
yeah.
and so in a way, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, yes, they're a little generic because they remind me of just some of the regular K-pop boy bands that come and go, but at the same time, it's a great time for them to do this as now because of that's in. Like, K-pop is in and always charting, so I go back and forth on them, but I am interested to see what more they'll do.
Plus, summertime is sponsored by Corona, and you can't beat Corona.
Yeah. I forgot that song was sponsored by Corona, but you are completely right. That song, yeah.
Go right ahead, Rentford.
And they do have super catchy songs, though, so that's the other reason K-pop gets me is the damn catchy songs.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say like it's we're making all these comparisons to K-pop, but I guess it's important to take into consideration that this is not a K-pop group, right? So I guess if you look at it that
No,
way,
I thought they were when I first watched
right,
them.
I think we all did, but I guess if you look at it that way, right, like there aren't a lot of groups in Japan that are like that have this sort of K-pop style yet, at least, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I guess from
Yeah,
that point of view,
Yeah.
they are novel, from that perspective. And yeah, I agree. Like I think it all depends on what they do from here on out. Like K-pop is so popular in Japan, so it's I'm sure like it's really interesting for their fan base to see a group like them come out. But like they have all the potential to like be a popular group and to become even more. But it all really just depends on if they're gonna like just let the trends kind of decide whether they stick around or not, or if they're gonna become more of their own thing, right? So I would like to see that. So
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for that, and for me getting triggered at 6 p.m. at night. I'm kidding.
You're welcome. It's midnight here.
It's 11 here.
I'm kidding. But yeah, as we can continue on to She Is Summer, yeah, she's there.
First day of summer today. So she is
She
summer.
is Summer. Yeah.
I think she should just change her name to Summer. That way the name just makes
Straight
sense.
sentence.
Just straight sense.
Yeah, longest day is tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Every single track that she does, it's so good. And the persons or the people that compose her songs just knows her strengths and weaknesses, and it's something that is a delight because she can do a really emotional song, or she can do poppy songs right on the tee, which I just love. Yeah, let's. What have you thought about her, Rentford?
oh my god, so She Is Summer, Miko. I was trying to think of a good way to describe her voice, but I can't really. Like surely like she does remind me of a lot of like idol singers. I mean, she comes from an idol background, right? But like there's something endearing about her voice. I think it like I said that Dream Ami has a sweet voice. I think Miko and She Is Summer has a sweet voice as well. But there's a tinge of like I don't know, some sort of quality I can't really explain. But when I listen to her sing, there is actually a lot of flexibility in her voice. She isn't traditionally like a strong singer, right? Like she doesn't like have like super belty like R&B vocals or anything like that. But like she's got a really cute voice, and it's compared to other idol-esque singers that have cute voices, she isn't a one-trick pony, right? Like you said, she can sing other styles of music. Like I think the more recent song Highway Records off of Miracle Food is a really good example of a song that allows her voice to really shine as not like it's not really a poppy tune, so it really just brings out those extra qualities in her voice that I really enjoy. Yeah, so she's definitely on near the top of my list. And my favorite song by her is Highway Records. So
Yeah, for She Is Summer. Now, I really like her voice. For me, I think the song that really drew me to her was "Darling, Darling." Just like for me, that song feels like music from like a bygone era, and that music video just looks like it's straight out of like the '70s or '80s, and I really like that song, and like I I think I've listened to that like 2 or 3 times just because I just found that song really good, and so
So I will say She is Summer really kind of charmed their way in because Miko has a really this voice that sticks with you. It's sweet, but not too sweet, and you just want to keep listening to her songs because she has this feel good vibe for them. They're super catchy, and her music videos are a lot of fun on top of it. I really enjoyed watching her and hearing her voice. I love seeing what she's going to do next. Just because What Miracle Food was a really great release, and she's one I look forward to new songs and videos coming out. And I'm really glad you introduced her to us, Ken, because she is amazing. And I would see She is Summer videos pop up on recommended for you, but I never clicked on them, so this kind of gave me the chance to click through and check out all of her music and kind of get sucked in to her charm.
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy. But yeah, next up is Riri, so why don't you take it from here?
So Riri is I would say R&B singer with a extremely Western style of music, and you can hear that by her voice and just the composition of her music. And not only that, her mentor is the original AI. So AI is a Japanese R&B singer from, I don't know if she doesn't really do music anymore, but I was a big fan of her. I still am, and she's done some amazing songs, and she really helped mentor Riri and bring her into what she is. And you can hear that in Riri's music. And not only that, but her vocals. She has some. She's one of the most powerful voices I have heard in a while, and you can hear that in her song Rush. I mean, and as her debut song, it is amazing. And That's My Baby is another one. You can just hear the power behind her vocals. And her English is phenomenal too. She incorporates a lot of that into her songs. She also did come to the US and got to do like something called the Dream Support Project Award, which she got to sing at a lot of different places. There's a little documentary on YouTube about it, and it's like 12 minutes. I highly recommend you watch it because it's really interesting, and you get to learn a lot more about her in that process, which I thought was really interesting. Riri just had a new EP drop called Summertime EP, and the main song used off of it is Love Love featuring Juneflow. And I think it's a pretty fun song, and I just like that her voice fits with the Western style, and for her, I can see her doing well in both Japan and the US just because of that style. Especially in the US, if she can jumpstart her career in Japan and she could get her foot in US doors, she has that style already. So, and I think that's what she wants, is to be an international singer. So I would like to see where her journey takes her and where to lead her. As being so young, she's 19, so she has a long career ahead of her, I think. But I'm curious to hear what you think of her, Renford.
Yeah, so again, Riri is another artist I did not really pay attention to until the preparation for this podcast. But yeah, I really like the song Honey a lot. It was stuck in my head all week along with all the other songs. But yeah, at 19, she has a bright future ahead of her, right? Like she has, in addition to the power in her voice, she has a lot of youthful energy in her voice, right? She has like really eager expressiveness and enthusiasm, and that really comes out in her songs, and that's why like her vibes are contagious, right? Because she always sings in a way that just, I don't know, like she enjoys what she does, and like it gets stuck in your head. Um, I didn't realize that she was mentored by so that's really interesting to me. Considering how has collaborated with a lot of artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's from New York, right? believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can definitely tell like she really exactly as you said, Luna. I can see her. She does like the perfect mixture of like Western pop in a way that's like makes sense to Japanese sensibilities as well. So like I can see her doing well here. I can see her potentially maybe like trying to do well overseas. Like she has a lot of potential, and I really enjoy listening to her a lot.
Yeah, and I had to look into that, but she had signed to I's record label,
Oh,
so I thought that was super fantastic. And I apparently helped produce her. It was like acted as a producer and advisor and everything. I'm like, that's pretty cool because you can. She, her and I have a little bit similar
mm-hmm.
voices because I has that really deep, rapsy voice that's extremely
Right.
powerful. So I can. It's one of the. It was unique, you know, and I forgot all the collaborations I did till you mentioned it. You know, and M-Flow was a big one. So, um, Gray, I'm curious to hear what you think because I think it's been a little while since we. I don't know if you were on the podcast with Riri when we did her.
No, I don't think I was. I'm fairly certain I was out that week. I was supposed to be on it at last minute. I had to work if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
But no, she's certainly interesting. I could see why. Oh, was it Happy? Oh, Rentford, which was your favorite
Oh,
song?
honey,
again?
honey.
Honey,
I want
that's
to be
it.
your honey.
I can
Okay,
see.
I'm not gonna sing it.
I
I'm
can
not
see why.
gonna-
It's super
I can see why
catchy.
that song's catchy. Like I listened to that and I was like, oh wow, okay, I can see that. But honestly, for me, I liked Maybe One Day. I thought that was a really good song, and I felt like that song was a really good display of her vocals and just like her range. So that to me was probably her best song, and yeah, I agree with you guys. Like she's got pipes, and at her age, she's got a good future ahead of her.
And Ken, what did you think about her? Again, because I know we deeply discussed her
Yeah.
on when we did her for Music Corner.
Yeah, so it is interesting that she wants to really do try. I remember her goal was to be the first Japanese national to win a Grammy, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, the thing is that she started thinking about internationally right on the outset, and that's good. It's interesting that she decided to do that, and the Western feel is very, very apparently so. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with her in her career in the future. So we'll just wait and see. Hopefully she'll get the Grammy, and then we can say you can hear it here first.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll watch the Grammys
Well.
for once. I haven't watched them in a long freaking
I
time.
don't have time to watch television.
Let's make like a bet
Unfortunately.
right now with the listeners. Like, if she wins a Grammy, then you gotta give us like you gotta donate like $1,000 to us each. But if we're wrong, then we don't. We'll give you
We're gonna do
uh
Wine 11.
maybe not mine 11. We'll do something.
Pearl Harbor.
Sounds like a good deal, right? Yeah, sounds like we'll do something.
We'll do the Alcohol Holocaust.
Something.
Something. We'll think about it. But yeah, thank you for that. And let's continue on with Man with a Mission. So, Gray, why don't you take care?
Yeah, Man with a Mission. They are a hard rock / dance group, which I always thought was weird because I don't think of dance much. But they call themselves a dance pop group, so we're gonna go with it. They been around since 2010. They are the men on that sing on the stage with the wolf heads. And if you watch any amount of anime, you have got to have come across them at any point in time. They just had a new single come out called "Remember Me." I think we're all kind of mad on that single, honestly. Not every song's always a knockout park, but still overall their batting average I think is really high. They're a really good solid rock group. They've got great vocals. The guitarists know what they're doing. They have a really good sense of sound. They're just a solid rock band. Luna, I know you're not their biggest fan. Have you had a chance to check out more of their work, or are you still kind of meh on them?
I'm still kind of iffy because I did listen to more of their stuff. I will say Take Me Under is still my favorite song, but I also really liked Find You, and I feel like I didn't listen to that one before, but that one really stuck with me. And I feel like I do need to give some of their music a little bit more chance because they have a pretty hefty discography, a pretty good variety, and I know I haven't even touched most of it yet because I don't know where to start, album wise, but I do enjoy some of their stuff, and Dead End Tokyo grew on me quite a bit, but I think they have really distinct vocals, and it reminds me of my high school days in a way with some of their music style a little bit.
Yeah.
So it gives me that nostalgia vibe with it, and I do like how perfectly they switch from Japanese to English and vice versa.
Oh, it's on a dime. It's on a dime, and their English is really clear. Like there's no, I don't want to say lisp. There's no accent. That's the word I was looking for. There's no accent when they talk. It's like me and you talking right now. It's like how clear.
It's like
their
switching
English
with
is.
ease.
It's so good.
Yeah, they switch with ease without anything. It's just like switch on and off. That's what my cousins joke when they switch their languages. It's like that. You don't even, so smooth.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know. And that's what I love about them, just that perfect transition. And they do it so well with their music and how everything just flows together perfectly. So I did like that. And I do want to listen to more. I want to keep listening to more of their stuff because I think I'll find more songs I like as I go.
I will say I didn't mention my favorite song. It's Raise Your Flag, and I don't know if you've checked that one out, but that's a really stellar song if you need a musical recommendation. Like Raise Your Flag is really good. It's a good anthem song that gets you pumped and ready to like start a fight, honestly, in a weird way, just because you're raising your flag for what you believe in. Ken, tell us your mildly recent thoughts on Man with a Mission.
So
it wasn't too long ago that we talked about
it's funny with them because they're like my Nishi no Kana, where early Nishi no Kana, so not now, but early Nishi no Kana, where there would be a song where it's just simply amazing, but then the next song they release is simple garbage, and I can't agree with it, and I just don't know why they fell into that trap where one song is really, really, really good, like Razor Flag. Razor Flag is really good, but then the next single right after that, I don't even remember because it's straight garbage.
Yeah, and I think I've talked about with you off air specifically with Man with a Mission, because I'm kind of like that too. Like I have like a hit miss with them. Like sometimes I really, really love their music.
They're really good.
Amazingly, just mind-blowingly good. And then when they miss, it's like, what were you thinking, guys? But like I said, I still think on average their batting average is still above par, and that's why I wanted to talk about them and give them like this highlight. But yeah, I totally feel where you're coming from, and I actually agree with you in a lot of the sense. I really do. Rentford.
Oh no!
Grace us with your feelings with Man with a Mission.
I don't want to bring the mood down.
Bring it down.
Hashtag for Nation.
I mean, we just talked about how they were hit and miss.
Yeah,
you can't bring them down.
That's true. Yeah, so I really, really agree with the hit or miss, just because I don't know, they've been around for a while. I had a chance to go see them when I went to the Rising Sun Festival in 2015, but I decided not to. I guess at the time there weren't really any songs that I really connected with, so like I did a little more digging in preparation, and so I'm glad that I did, because I don't know if I really like the more just kind of like rock anthem kind of songs that they do, but I do like how some songs they do give a more like new metal or like alternative metal kind of sound. I think I like those a lot more. And I think for like the singles that I have heard that give that sort of vibe, maybe like I like Database.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good song. That has that sort of energy.
Yeah, that was actually the first song I ever heard by them, because
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I,
Yeah.
I, I, I enjoyed that song a lot, and I think when they do that when they do music more in that style, it's a lot more interesting to me. But I don't think the songs that they make otherwise are bad. It's just I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't stick with me. That's
Yeah.
all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. No,
yeah.
you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. Like it sounds like you're more in line with me
Yeah.
and Ken, which is
Okay.
fine.
Okay. But
Perfectly
yeah,
fine.
those are my thoughts on them. So.
So I'm gonna take the wheel right
Take the
right into the
wheel.
wall as we go into Ghost Like Girlfriend.
We only have two
As
left.
we go
only
into
have
Ghost
two
Like
left.
Girlfriend, and what he does, it's what Kobayashi does is so amazing. It's so good. Like there so many things that I would love he does in an artist, and it's something that I look forward to every single release he does, every single time, no matter what. And oh, not Kobayashi. Excuse me. I have to edit that too. Okabayashi.
Oh, okay.
Okabayashi.
No,
I'm thinking of
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what the name was, but I was like, Kobayashi didn't sound right to me. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Okabayashi there. But he shares my namesake. He's also another Ken. But yeah, Okabayashi, with his girlfriend stuff, it's amazing. When it was supposed to be a one and done thing, everything that I just love everything, just everything. And now that he's signed with EMI Records, he's in it for the long haul. He can't escape. So I know how you feel about this, Renford, because I shoved him down your throat every single time you came to my house.
Yes.
So why don't you explain what you like or dislike about him?
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I really like Ghost Like Girlfriend. So a rare feat is that my girlfriend likes Ghost Like Girlfriend, and she doesn't really know why, and she doesn't like anything else. But she likes Ghost Like
I have to
Girlfriend.
talk to her about this.
So yeah. Um, mm, I like how over the course of his career as Ghost Like Girlfriend, he's experimented with a lot of different sounds, right? Like if you were to look back at like Fallen, how would I describe Fallen? I guess Fallen is more of your maybe like dream pop kind of indie rock kind of like song, right? But
Mm.
since then, I remember we were talking about like a song like "Shut It Up," right? It's might seem a little jarring, might seem a little more experimental, but like no matter what he does, he has such a good sense of what's musical, right? And so
Mm.
he's always trying to expand his sound palette, but he does it in a way that's organic, and I like Okobayashi's voice. I think it's I don't want to it's almost like there's almost a haunting quality to it, right? Like he definitely through all of his songs uses it uh to create a sense of atmosphere, which you kind of just like fall into, right? Like it's great. I my favorite song is still Room. I there are a lot of other songs I like as well, but yeah, that uh, uh, it reminds me of I don't know. It reminds me of a room. Okay, that's all I
You're
have to say.
tearing me apart, Lisa. I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hi, Gray.
Oh, hi, Greg.
So, Gray, why don't you go on? I know you had difficulty with him.
Yeah, he was the last one I struggled with. Like I heard his I listened to several of their songs, and I didn't want to just be like dismissive and be like, oh well, this isn't really my thing, so I'm not going to try. And so I spent a good hour on this afternoon. Just I got to the point where it felt like I was hitting my head against the wall, which is why I started texting you, because it's like like I said, I just don't want to hate on somebody because I just don't like them. But I struggled with, but I finally did find a song that I genuinely love, and it's Kami no Hana.
Oh, wow.
Because
I'm very
that
surprised.
song. Yeah. That song was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I to me it didn't sound like uber experimental, and I guess maybe that's why I liked it. But also in that particular song, like I could hear his passion and emotion in his vocals, and that really gravitated me towards the song, and I could really feel something there. And that was like a song that really kind of broke that barrier, which is always great, because once you find like that barrier breaker, you can kind of find more songs that you like. You just have to keep going through them a little bit. And I think I've talked about this earlier in the day. It's mindset and mood can always really affect your listening style. So like when I was getting frustrated that I was struggling to find something to like, that was making it worse in a lot of ways. And so now that I found a song that I like, that I can kind of lean on, and it's like, well, I like this song, I can go back and listen to his other more of his stuff, and I'll probably have a different opinion, because I'll have a different mood and mindset when I'm listening to it.
Yes. So I know you've talked about Ghost Like Girlfriend quite frequently, and I just haven't checked him out until now. So last night I was really tired, but he was the last person on my list to listen to. And I actually listened to several in a row because I couldn't stop. I think I liked his relaxing music, and that it was so mellow, and his voice I think was very soft, and it made me kind of calm down, and just I think I was in the mood to listen to that type of music too, because I was also really tired and ready for bed. But I had several songs that I absolutely loved, and I couldn't decide between three of them because I listened to, I don't remember how many I went through. I spent a good while on Ghost Like Girlfriend going through all the songs. But Fallen, Sands, and the same one Gray said, Hana, sorry, Kami no Hana. That was the other one I really liked. But I just couldn't decide between all three of these. It just put me in this really nice, chill mood, and I liked his voice. I thought
Kami no Hana?
I don't know. I think I was just in a mood for something very soft and relaxing, and he really appealed to me.
And lastly, as we hit to number 40 at the 4-hour mark, it is...
And my bedtime mark.
It is...
We passed my bedtime an hour and a half ago.
It is LOL. So...
Yes. So I guess I'll take over from here. Yes, LOL was indeed our last group, and I will be honest, they were kind of a last minute late. And I guess it was fortuitous that soon after we did this, they announced that they would be doing a new single, which caused great upset in my soul for about a week. And then they were like, "Oh no, it's just a dude featuring it." And it's like, "Oh, okay." So it's still the 5, and they just have a guest on the next one. So, whew, bullet dodge. No.
They just baited me so hard. I'm so mad about that.
And you have that right. Like I'll say it put the fear in me. I was like, oh no. And then it's just DJ Koo is guest. He's being featured in their upcoming 10th single. But yeah, LOL. I mean I've talked about them 800 times. They started back in 2014. It's a 5-member dance unit. They blend hip hop elements with pop, and they get paired to AAA. I think we're going to get a few more AAA comparisons today, and that's fine. But to me they're different, and that's and because like as again I'm not familiar with AAA, but I'm not ultra familiar with AAA. Like to me there is a very distinguished difference between the two, but I like them. I think they have a they're five members. They complement each other really well. They have a good blend of song and dance. Their dance is not super complicated, but it's complicated enough to keep your attention. And Honoka is just kind of the backbone of the group. Every time she breaks out in a rap, it's really good. All of her rap breaks are great. And not every song that they do has a rap break. There's a couple of songs where they're missing some members, like The Girl Is Mine. Well, the girls are not in that, it's just the guys. So Yusuke and Naoto, those are the only two guys that are singing that song. And then Three Piece is only the girls. And you have like these various songs, and in Three Piece there's no rapping. They do have a little bit of wide variety. They do various speeds and stuff, but I like them. I really like them. They've been a pleasure to listen to, and everybody knows I've fallen in love with them. So I don't know if there's too much more I can add. My favorite song by them is Boyfriend. So let's see. Rentford, let's start with you. What do you think of LOL?
Yeah, so I LL is another artist on this list that I had I heard the name of, I've seen the name of, but I haven't I never took the time to listen to them yet. I had the impression that they were, just another AAA. But listening to a bunch of their songs, um I guess if I want to draw a comparison to AAA, I'd say they their music is I guess it sounds a lot closer to Western pop than AAA's music did, and they definitely have a lot more flexibility. Like the rap that um, LOL has in their songs is actually really good. I thought so. Um, I guess that's another defining characteristic that separates them from AAA. But yeah, I really enjoyed the song Sayonara no Kisetsu. I thought that was a really catchy song, really nice song to listen to. And so yeah, I probably gonna listen to it some more. Um yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say.
So I also kind of, they do remind me a lot of AAA, and listened to a lot of AAA back in the day. But they do have a lot of really catchy songs that I love, and I think they do bring that, like Renford said, that Western style to it more than AAA did. But Trigger is one of my favorite songs because it's so friggin' catchy, and it kept getting stuck in my head over and over. And another song that I really enjoyed, especially because I think they can do ballads very well when they do them, is Aitai
Yeah.
Kimochi. I really, really love that song. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to a lot of their future songs because they do have something that does make them stand out a little, and they have their catchy beats is one of the things that gets me is they get stuck in your head, and they actually have some fun dancing and some fun videos, so I'm excited to see what else they'll bring to the future.
Oh boy. No, I actually like them. I rip about them being AAA 2.0, but they do something a lot that is unique about them, and I've kind of thought it through. When they do their not overactive stuff, I want to say their high energy stuff, I think it's really good. Their song Ice Cream is really great. I really, really like that song. It's probably one of my favorite songs by them. So
I wasn't expecting you to say ice cream right
Well,
there.
it's summertime. I want ice cream, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's ice
fair.
cream
That's
time.
fair.
It's ice cream time. Mm. Yeah.
Although I still haven't figured out what ice cream of love is. Maybe I'll figure it out one day.
Well, but it took me a while, but hell, they have their own thing going, and that's fine. But the thing is that they're associated with Avix. Of course, the AAA comparison is gonna come, and I think once they start breaking out just a little bit more, the rap does help. Honestly, the rap does really, really help to break them apart from AAA and break them apart from that stigma. And being reverse harem kind of also does help. So yeah, it's good here.
Yeah.
So thank
Always
you for
a
that.
pleasure.